Hey everyone, ready to dive into another deep dive with us?
Always.
Awesome. Okay, so if you're listening to this, you're probably at least a little bit curious about how AI is changing just about everything.
Yeah, definitely a hot topic.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And today, we're zeroing in on the real estate world. Specifically, we're looking at how AI could be like the ultimate problem solver for real estate agencies.
Right on. And we've got two really interesting sources to unpack here. We've got a Forbes article from back in July by Bernard Marr, How Generative AI Will Change the Job of Real Estate Agents, it's called. And then we've got a CNBC piece from October that features Ryan Serhant, the real estate mogul and TV star.
Oh yeah, definitely familiar with Ryan Serhant.
Yeah. Anyway, that article's titled Ryan Serhant, AI Should Make You Like Your Real Estate Agent More.
Okay, so two different takes on AI and real estate.
Yeah.
Before we get into the specifics, though, let's set the stage a bit. I mean, real estate is notoriously slow to adopt new tech, right?
You're telling me.
But it feels like the pressure is really on now. What do you think?
Oh, totally. I mean, think about it. Real estate's super competitive, right?
Yeah, it always has been, but it feels like more so now.
I think so, yeah. And to be successful, you've got to be able to generate leads, close deals, all that faster and better than everyone else.
Like a constant race.
Yeah, exactly. And AI is totally changing the game.
Oh, for sure.
And the agents and agencies who adapt quickly, they're going to have a serious advantage. There was a survey last year from JLL. They're like a global real estate giant. And they found that, most industry leaders think generative AI is going to be the biggest tech impact over the next 3 years. It's not a fad. It's here to stay.
Wow. Okay, so you mentioned that the agents who adapt quickly will have an advantage. Makes me wonder if AI is going to replace agents altogether at some point.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Right.
And that's actually something that Ryan Serhant addresses head-on in that CNBC interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He basically says AI won't make agents obsolete. Instead, it's going to change how they work.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
Well, he talks about how the product in real estate sales is kind of evolving, right? It's going from just having the right skill set to really being about attention to detail and super personalized service.
I see what you're saying. So it's less about knowing the market inside and out and more about really understanding the client and their needs.
Exactly. And AI is great at handling those routine tasks that agents used to spend so much time on, things like lead generation, market analysis, even processing documents. All that stuff can be automated.
It's like having a super efficient assistant.
Right. And when all of that is taken care of, agents have more time and energy to focus on actually building relationships with clients, being that trusted advisor.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would be a huge benefit. But I wonder, does this kind of give big real estate companies an even bigger advantage? I mean, they already have more resources than smaller firms.
That's a great question. And actually, Serhant argues that AI actually helps level the playing field.
Huh. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So traditionally, the big firms have had access to all this real-time market data and sophisticated analytics, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And that's something that smaller firms often couldn't afford. But AI is making those tools and insights accessible to everyone, which means smaller firms can compete on a more even playing field.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. So in the end, it actually leads to better service and more choices for home buyers and sellers because everyone has access to the best tools and information.
That's great. So all this talk about leveling the playing field and giving agents superpowers, it all sounds amazing, but how is this AI actually being used in real estate right now? What are some concrete examples?
Yeah, let's get practical.
Exactly.
That Forbes article actually gives a bunch of really interesting examples. For example, did you know that AI can now write property descriptions that sell?
Wait, really? Like robots writing real estate listings?
Pretty much. So AI can analyze photos, floor plans, even drone footage of a property, and then automatically generate a description. And not just a generic description either. They can be personalized for different buyers.
Whoa, hold on. How does AI know what kind of description would appeal to, say, a young family versus a retired couple?
That's the crazy part, right? Well, AI tools can actually analyze things like your browsing history, social media activity, even demographic data to figure out what features you're most likely to be interested in.
Okay, that is mind-blowing.
I know. So if you're a young family with kids, the AI might highlight the spacious backyard or the top-rated schools in the area.
Makes sense.
But if you're a retired couple, it might focus on things like low-maintenance landscaping or proximity to golf courses, whatever's most relevant to that specific buyer.
Okay, that's amazing. So it's not just about writing descriptions, it's about actually understanding the buyer and what they're looking for.
Exactly, and that's just one example. AI can also create these incredibly realistic 3D models and virtual tours, and get this, they can do this even for properties that are still under construction.
Wow, seriously. That's incredible.
I know. So you can actually walk through your dream home before a single brick has been laid.
That is next level. No more trying to visualize a space from 2D floor plans or grainy photos.
Right. You can experience it firsthand right from your couch. And it's not just for buyers either. Think about developers and investors.
Oh yeah, I can see how that would be super useful for them too.
Exactly. But it doesn't stop there. How about AI-powered chatbots that can provide 247 service to potential buyers?
Okay, now you're talking about something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, but it's real. These chatbots can answer basic questions, schedule viewings, even pre-qualify leads.
Wow, that would free up so much time for agents.
Right. And they can do it all around the clock. It's like having a whole team of virtual assistants working for you nonstop.
I am seriously impressed. So we've got AI writing personalized descriptions, creating immersive virtual tours, and even acting as 2047 assistants. Anything else?
Oh, lots more. But one last example I'll mention is how AI can give investors a serious edge. It can analyze market trends, property values, all that data, and then uncover hidden investment opportunities that humans might miss.
Oh, wow. That's powerful.
It is, and it can do it all in this easy-to-understand language that anyone can grasp. No more deciphering complicated spreadsheets or market reports. It's like having a personal AI financial advisor.
Okay, you've officially convinced me. AI is amazing.
Mm.
But before we get too carried away with all this AI awesomeness, I think it's important to acknowledge the potential downsides.
Hmm.
There are always ethical considerations with any new technology, especially one as powerful as AI.
Oh, absolutely. You can't just blindly embrace it without thinking about the risks. And honestly, one of the biggest concerns is data bias. These AI systems are only as good as the data they're trained on, right? And if that data is biased, well, the AI's output is going to be biased too. And that could lead to some really unfair or discriminatory outcomes, especially in something like real estate, where people's homes and livelihoods are at stake.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We have to make sure AI is being used to create a more equitable housing market, not make existing inequalities even worse.
Exactly. And another big one is data privacy. We've talked about how these AI systems collect tons of information about people, right?
Yeah, their browsing history, their financial data, even their social media activity.
Right, and need to be extremely careful about how that data is collected, stored, and used. It's a huge responsibility.
So it's not about rejecting AI outright, it's about using it ethically and responsibly.
Exactly.
Mm.
We need to find that balance between harnessing the power of AI and safeguarding our values and our privacy.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive. We've seen how AI can be a game changer for real estate agencies, helping them streamline their work, provide a better experience for their clients, and really, level the playing field.
Hmm.
But we've also acknowledged that there are some serious ethical considerations that we can't ignore.
Right.
It's a complex and evolving landscape, that's for sure.
It is, but it's a super fascinating one. And in the next part of our deep dive, we're going to delve even deeper into those ethical concerns.
I can't wait.
Yeah. We'll explore the potential for AI-driven bias, the importance of data privacy, and what steps we can take to make sure AI is used to empower people, not exploit them.
It's going to be a great conversation, so be sure to join us for part 2, where we'll continue to unpack this whole AI and real estate thing. Stay tuned.
See you there. Welcome back. We were just talking about how important it is to use AI responsibly, especially in real estate.
Right. It's easy to get excited about all the cool stuff AI can do, but
Really.
we can't forget about, the human side of things.
Yeah, for sure. We always have to be asking ourselves, just because we can use AI for something, does that mean we should?
That's a really good point. And
Are-
it kind of brings us back to those ethical concerns, right? Like
Yeah.
data bias. We can't let these algorithms make those inequalities in the housing market even worse.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone deserves a fair chance, no matter their background or where they live.
Exactly.
AI could actually, help with that.
Really?
Yeah. If it's developed and used responsibly, think about it. These AI systems can analyze trends and identify communities that are being underserved, and that could help give more people equal access to housing.
Huh. So it's like almost flipping the script, using AI to fight bias instead of making it worse.
Exactly. It all comes down to how we're using it, right? Are we trying to make things more fair and equitable, or are we just chasing profits?
Right. We have to make sure these tools are helping people, not the other way around.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another big one, data privacy. These AI systems are collecting so much information about people's lives, it's kind of crazy.
I know. It's a little unsettling when you think about it.
Yeah. Their financial history, what they look at online, even their social media stuff, we have to be incredibly careful with all of that data.
For sure.
Mm.
So what can we do? I mean, it's not like we can just stop using AI altogether.
Right. It's not about rejecting it. It's about using it carefully and ethically.
Okay, yeah.
We need strong data privacy rules,
Hmm.
and we need companies to be open about how they're using our information.
Transparency is key.
Absolutely. And we need to educate people about how to protect themselves.
Yeah, that's so
You
important.
have to be smart about it.
Okay, so we've talked about data bias and data privacy. What other ethical concerns are there?
Well, one thing that's getting more attention is the possibility of AI being used for manipulation or deception in real estate.
Oh, wow. That sounds scary.
It can be. Think about it. AI is getting so good at making realistic images and videos, even writing stuff.
I know, it's kind of freaky.
Right. So what's to stop someone from using AI to create fake listings, to jack up prices? They could even impersonate real estate agents.
That's crazy, like a digital wolf in sheep's clothing.
Exactly. And it's already happening. We're seeing AI being used for deep fakes and spreading all kinds of misinformation. The real estate industry needs to get ahead of this.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we stop AI from becoming a tool for scams?
Well, first of all, we need really good ways to verify things.
Okay.
We need to be able to confirm listings, make sure agents are who they say they are, and just make it way harder for scammers to operate.
So it's like we need a whole new level of digital security.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we need to teach people how to protect themselves, how to spot the red flags and make sure the information they're getting is legit.
Like a digital literacy campaign for real estate.
Exactly. We need to make sure everyone's in the know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the ethical side of things. Data bias, privacy, manipulation, these are all big issues we need to deal with as AI becomes more and more common and realistic.
Oh, yeah, big time.
But what about jobs? Some people are worried that AI will take over so many tasks that there won't be any jobs left for human agents.
I get that. I mean, every time there's a new technology, there's always some disruption.
For sure.
Some jobs are going to change, and yeah, some might even disappear. But if you look back, history shows us that new technologies also create new jobs.
Yeah, that's true.
Think about all the jobs that exist now that didn't even exist 20 years ago. Social media managers, app developers, things we couldn't even imagine back then.
That's a good point. So maybe instead of being afraid of AI taking our jobs, we should focus on what new opportunities it might create.
Right. That Forbes article even talked about some of those potential roles, like prompt engineers. Have you heard of those?
Prompt engineers,
Yeah.
no, what's that?
Well, imagine you have this super powerful AI tool that can do all this stuff. Analyze markets, write descriptions, even pre-qualify buyers.
Okay, got it.
But to really get the most out of it, you need someone who knows how to talk to it, right? Someone who can give it the right instructions, set the right parameters, so it produces the results you want.
Oh, interesting. So it's like having a translator between human language and AI language.
Exactly. That's the prompt engineer. They're the ones who bridge that gap and unlock the true potential of the AI.
That's fascinating. It sounds like it takes a pretty unique skill set.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You need the technical know-how, language skills, and a deep understanding of real estate. And that's just one example. There's also going to be a need for technology integrators who can make sure all these different AI systems work together smoothly.
Right, so the agents don't have to become tech experts themselves.
Exactly. The technology integrators will be like the AI gurus, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Wow, it sounds like the real estate industry is going to look a lot different in the future.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be really exciting. The agents who can adapt and learn these new skills are going to be the ones who thrive.
I agree. Okay, so we've talked about ethics, we talked about jobs,
Mhm.
but what about like the actual implementation of AI in real estate?
Right.
What are some of the challenges there?
That's a great question. And yeah, it's not all going to be easy. One of the biggest challenges is just how complicated real estate is.
What do you mean?
Well, think about all the different people involved in a real estate transaction.
Yeah.
Buyers, sellers, agents, lenders, appraisers, inspectors, everyone.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of moving parts.
It is. And they all have their own systems, their own processes, their own data. Real estate has always been kind of fragmented.
Okay, yeah.
So trying to integrate AI into all of that, it's a challenge.
It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Exactly. We need more collaboration, more data sharing. And that can be tough in an industry that's so competitive. but I don't think it's impossible. There are already companies working on platforms and solutions that can help with that integration. And I think as more people start to see how beneficial AI can be, we'll see more willingness to share and work together.
So it's about building trust and showing the value.
Totally. And another challenge is just the cost. Some of these AI tools can be pretty expensive, especially for smaller agencies who don't have a ton of money to throw around.
That's a good point. Not everyone has the budget for cutting-edge AI.
Right. But the good news is that the cost of AI is going down all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As it becomes more accessible, we'll see more agencies adopting it. It's like any new technology. Starts out expensive, but then it becomes more affordable for
So
everyone.
you think it's just a matter of time before AI is everywhere in real estate?
I think so, yeah. And when that happens, the industry is going to be totally different in ways we can't even imagine yet.
Well, we've covered a lot in this part of our deep dive. The ethics, the jobs, the challenges of actually implementing AI in real estate. It's definitely a powerful tool, but it's also a complex one.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I think it's time to step back and ask, what does this all mean for the future of real estate? Like, where are we headed?
That's the big question, right? And that's what we're going to explore in the final part of our deep dive.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive into AI and real estate. We've talked about the benefits, the ethics, and the challenges of bringing AI into real estate. But now let's look ahead. What does this all mean for the future of how we buy and sell homes?
That's the big question, right? And I think the honest answer is we're still figuring it out. It's early days in this AI revolution. But we can look for clues and start imagining what the real estate world might look like down the road.
Okay, so let's put on our futurist hats for a minute.
Mhm.
What do you see happening?
Well, one thing's for sure. The real estate agent's job is going to keep changing. AI is going to handle a lot of the routine work, crunching numbers, analyzing markets. But that doesn't mean agents are going to disappear.
Right, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
AI can actually free up agents to be more human, more strategic.
Exactly. I think we're going to see a shift from just transactional agents to real trusted advisors. Agents who can use AI to give clients deeper insights. Agents who can anticipate their clients' needs and guide them through a really complicated market. Someone who's really looking out for their best interests.
So it's about becoming more than just a salesperson. It's about being a hybrid, part tech expert, part empathetic advisor, part master negotiator.
Exactly. The agents who are ready to learn to adapt, they're the ones who are going to succeed. They'll be the ones who can charge more, get the best clients, and make a real difference in people's lives.
I love that. It's like AI is raising the bar for the entire profession.
Yeah, I think so. And it's not just the agents themselves. We're going to see AI transforming the whole real estate world. How properties are marketed and sold, how mortgages work, even how neighborhoods are developed.
Well, that's a big picture. So give me some specifics. How do you see AI actually changing those transactions?
Okay, well, imagine finding your dream home in just a few clicks.
Mm.
AI could look at your needs, your lifestyle, your budget, and then just match you with the perfect properties.
No more endless scrolling through listings that aren't right for you.
Right. And then once you find a place you like, AI could handle all the paperwork, the scheduling, the negotiations. It could even find you the best mortgage lender. It's like having a personal AI assistant guiding you through the whole thing.
That would be amazing,
Yeah.
especially for first-time home buyers who are totally overwhelmed by everything.
Absolutely. And AI could also make the whole market more transparent and fair.
How so?
AI can see patterns in tons of data, patterns that humans might miss. So we could use it to understand things like why prices are different in different areas, how neighborhoods change, and how government decisions affect the housing market.
That would be really powerful. We could use that knowledge to make better choices,
Yeah.
fight for better policies, and create a housing market that's fair for everyone.
Exactly.
This is really making me think the possibilities are endless when you start thinking about AI's impact on real estate. But with all this talk about AI, it's easy to forget about the human side of things.
Yeah.
What role do you see for people in this future real estate world?
I think the human touch is going to be more important than ever. AI can handle the data, the logistics, the routine stuff, but it's humans who bring the empathy, the creativity, the strategic thinking.
It's about combining human intelligence with artificial intelligence. That's where the real magic happens.
Exactly. And we're going to need professionals who can bridge that gap. People who understand both the tech and the human side of things. People who can really connect with their clients and guide them through this increasingly complex market.
The future of real estate belongs to those who can use both their heads and their hearts. The data and the human connection.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, we've explored a lot in this deep dive into AI and real estate. We talked about the good, the bad, the challenges, and the really amazing potential. What a journey. I hope it's given you a sense of what's possible with AI, but also how important it is to use it wisely.
Absolutely.
We covered some big ideas, but I want to leave you with this. As AI changes real estate, what role do you want to play? Are you ready to learn new skills and embrace the change? Or are you going to get left behind? It's your choice.
That's a great question. And it's one we all need to ask ourselves no matter what field we're in, because AI is changing everything. The future is here. Are you ready?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And remember, the conversation doesn't stop here. Keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep exploring the world around you. We'll see you next time.